go to hour number 2. I am live in New York City. I am Jim Rome. My thanks to Howard Beck from Bleacher Report. Came in studio, chopped it up. Got you some good NBA news. All right, telephone number is toll-free, 1-800-636-8686. I want you to hit me on Twitter at Jim Rome. Email us directly, ROME at haveatake.com. We move into our second hour. Coming up in hour number 3, Dana White will be here in studio to talk UFC 205. Look what the cat dragged in. Look who I found.
What is going on right now, dude?
Former running back at Princeton. Former reality and daytime porn star. Former longtime producer of the show. The current co-host of Good Morning Football, which is on NFL Network. Lyle is in the house. KB, are you freaking out right now?
Yeah.
You and I are in the Boomer and Carton studio in New York City, and I'm talking to you in New York City.
Forget about me being here. The fact that you're here. And I think, I hate the guest that always comes in and corrects the bio on the intro, but I think you're remiss to not mention I was also the architect of the text contest at one point. So that was a huge part of the building block.
I've forgotten that, but I'll never make that mistake ever again.
37170. Everybody texted. This is so cool,
Do you leave
man.
that on your resume?
First bullet.
I'm the guy behind the Rome text contest.
Yeah, and also the Triple U and the sponsor at the bottom. That was
That's
huge. Huge accomplishment for me, man.
Triple U was you, 100%.
This is so fun. I mean, the last time I was here, we were just in like that post-smack-off era where Lef had just won the thing and brought the house down in the middle of the summer, and now 3 months later, I'm so curious about like what I've missed. What has gone on? Does Parody Larry still call the show?
He does.
Does he still wait on hold for days?
Yes, he does, and that hasn't changed.
Does Alvin DeLauro still do the week that was?
He does do that.
56 hours of sweat equity?
No, he does that, but on top of that, what he does is our daily podcast right now, which is killing it, and he does that too. So he's doing his thing. But, I mean, Kyle, over the years, you and I would constantly hit each other with HYL, HYL, how you living? And generally, that was in response to something challenging that had happened. Like, if we went to New York and back on the weekend and had to grind out that Monday, it was always, how you living? Or if one of us was ill and rocking some crazy fever, how you living? Or in this case, you move across the country on very short notice to take on a life that is completely different than the one you knew and loved. So has there ever been a more appropriate time for me to ask you, how are you living?
There's never been a more appropriate time. The only more appropriate question you could ask me that we also used to ask each other all the time is, have you run into one yet? And that is a code, have you had a bucket-sized martini yet? And the answer is no, but I'm living well, man. I am a New Yorker in a sense now. I've been here for a few months, and the move, I can't lie to Jim. I wish I could be like, yeah, man, I'd come back and just BS you. It's been all awesome, so easy, seamless transition. The family's great, the job's great. It's been a mother. How man.
So? Talk to me.
Well, when we left in July, Brooke was hugely pregnant. I mean, I'm talking 38 weeks pregnant.
Bro, I'm not ignoring you. I just lost a contact lens. I'm listening. Keep going. I don't want you to think that I'm not paying attention.
Not at all. Just drop it in a cup of water. It'll be fine. I know how you do that. The job came up. You and I talked about it. I got to leave, and our pediatrician at the time, or our doctor, said, "You got to get this baby out. So let's induce now to get you ready for the move." We actually played God with our child to get the baby out sooner so we can move. We induced Evelyn at 39 weeks just for the sake of getting here sooner.
I'm sure Evelyn appreciated that.
She really did. I hope it stunted her growth. One day, exactly. Right? I wish you could have been there, though. The cinematic moment was, I want you to picture the Brandts, okay? The Brandt 4. We got me, we got Brooke, who is a petrified L.A. native, who New York is a completely foreign concept to her. We got 2-year-old...
Had she been here before or spent much time here?
She'd walked through Times Square before. She went to a Sbarro for a slice of pizza. She basically had not been here before.
Sure.
So could not be less familiar with New York in all its glory. We got 2.5-year-old rambunctious Calvin and 20-day-old Evelyn. All right, we're standing on the curb of LaGuardia, which is not John Wayne Airport, my friend. It is nothing like that at all.
What's going through your mind, dude? Are you freaking out?
It's true. I'm 100% freaking. And we have 2 of those luggage carts that you bring from the airport. Everything we own. I feel like we were at Ellis Island or something coming into New York. Calvin is crying. Evelyn's crying. I cannot make this up. As a cab drives by us, I bleep you not, we get the full splash puddle on us right out of some stupid rom-com movie. I jump in front of it like a Secret Service agent. We get splashed. Now Brooke is crying. We have 3 out of 4 Brandts crying. And I'm saying, like, was this a big mistake. This was a horrible, horrible entry to New York.
The only thing missing was some cameraman rolling up on you like Randy Johnson, hitting you with, "Hey, Brandt family, welcome to New York. Welcome to New York.
Don't talk back to me. Get out of my face." That puddle was that cameraman. Exactly, except I didn't put the hand up. I just took it.
I can't believe it. You just answered my next question. I was going to say, what was your official welcome to New York moment? That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
It's just, man, the living is different. We live in the suburbs. We don't live in the city. There's no way I was going to drop the kids and the family into Manhattan or Brooklyn. We live up in Westchester County, which is nice for sure. It's just different, man. Like we have a generator that powers our house. This like lawnmower thing out in the backyard.
What's that?
Okay, so the power goes out all the time here. If it rains, the power goes out, and the generator, you have to kick it on.
Old house?
Yeah, dude, it looks like the Brady Bunch house. I mean, it really is. It's like from the 50s. So my welcome to New York moment was the night before our show premiered. Big night. I'm nervous. I got to sleep. The power goes out. The babies are crying. I got to go out in the backyard in the rain. I'm not that technically good, dude. I have to like jump start this thing. It's got a Harley Davidson motor and I'm getting soaked. Just an awful. You know what? It was a long way from the Irvine spectrum. You know what I'm saying? It was not Southern California, and it was a brutal night.
All right. So what's it like on Fridays now? You mentioned the Blue. Now we have a regiment. We have our regiment 2 things. All right. Now the funny thing was the way it used to be, we would grind out all week long, go as hard as we possibly could, get to Friday, get home, work out, find our spot, hit the Magic Blue.
Yeah.
All right, but that was usually 4-ish. Mm-hmm. You're working mornings right now.
Yeah.
You're on the East Coast. Yeah. I got to think you're grinding out. What is your Friday like? What is the regimen now for the Magic Blue?
It's eerily similar.
Does the monster travel, too?
Well, yes, it does. Bear in mind, Jim, we're coming from California. The Sapphire comes from London. So I kind of cut the distance geographically. I'm closer to the potion than even you are.
Right.
So it travels.
And 3 hours ahead of me, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It travels like a G5, man. It travels smooth. So it's an eerily similar routine. I just get up early, same time, 4 in the morning, same as all the jungle years, but rest assured, I'm in the same place in the afternoon. It's funny about coming here, like this is messing with my routine.
Of course.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, 100% I would love to see Jim and the crew and be part of it. I'm so honored to be invited back. And I'm like, it does kind of bite into the Sapphire time. You know how those struggles are. Like when you have an obligation, it's precious, precious real estate. But I said, screw it, I'm here.
You got to do it, man. You got to do it. Come on. Don't act like this is not the best thing that's happened to you since you moved.
Well, look, I would say I'm honored, but I know how the sausage is made here, dude. I know you just needed a third guest. And the Lady Bookers, Grant is close by. Get him to come in. We'll fill up the third guest. And that's the reason I'm here for real.
Honestly, you're right. That's exactly how that went.
I know it is, so I'm glad I can tick that box.
No, but I knew we had to do it. So Lyle is joining me in studio. Kyle Brandt, making it back to the show for the first time since he moved to New York. Now, you left. As you left, you told me, dude, I don't have a car anymore.
Nope.
I said, what? You don't have a car? Mm-hmm. So you no longer own a car?
No.
You don't need a car.
Brooke has a family car, like this big old giant Volvo, but I got nothing. Dude, I get a ride into the city in the morning, which is a must be nice for sure. And then every day I go to the train station.
They provide you car service.
Hell yeah.
Somebody drives you to work.
Hell
Lyle.
yes. A professional driver drives me to work. And I sit in the back, dude.
It better be a town car.
Sometimes it's a big Navigator. Sometimes it's an SUV.
You ever sit up front?
Nah, I never sit up front. No.
You're that guy.
What, like you sit in front?
All the time.
No, listen.
I drive. I drive myself. That's how I sit up front.
No.
I drive myself.
It's so odd coming from the SoCal culture. Who the hell doesn't have a car? Like, I don't know anybody who doesn't have a car. Exactly, right. Thank you, Alvin. We'll get to you in a second, Alvin. Yes, the drops are coming back. But, no, I get a ride in the morning, I do the job, and I'm at Grand Central Station. The only train I ever took in L.A. was when you take, like, the drunk liner down to Del Mar.
Sure.
That thing's pretty cool, but I do it every single day, including today.
All right, so what's the best thing about living here, and what's the worst thing about living here?
Everyone tries to sell you on, oh man, the pizza's good, and like there's so many great restaurants. Like and I'm not really feeling that at all. Like the worst thing about living here, dude, is it's just so expensive. And like I didn't come from like the middle of the country. Like I came from Southern California. Sure. Everything is so much more expensive here, and
but you make so much more money.
Yeah, that's what you think. But no, like it's just a little bit. Like if you go and get a slice of pizza that's $3, it's $5. I'm at the train station the other day, all right, and I'm absent-mindedly getting lunch. Yeah, Little Caesar salad, chips, and like a drink. They say the price. I'm not listening to the price. I just hand them the $20 bill. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. It's $21.75. All right,
and you're waiting on change.
And I'm at the train station. I'm not at Nobu. I mean, that's how expensive things are. So, I mean, look, I know it's predictable, but it's so expensive, man. I mean, it's really hard. The cost of living, hard.
All right. So now, how is the show? What's it like being on the show, and how is the show? And I got to ask you, when you were with the Jungle, effectively, you know how this goes, right?
Yeah.
We do what we want, we say what we want, and no one ever tells us anything about anything. You now work under the shield. You work for NFL Network. I would imagine it's not exactly the same thing.
No, it's not. You understand the freedom that we had on the Jim Rome show.
Well, we still have it. I know. We still have it.
Yeah. What do you mean we, Kimosabe? Right. So listen, I'll tell you something that's jungle and our show at the same time. A lot of times we'll go in a commercial, and when we come out of commercial, they'll say, we're going to read some tweets about whatever topic we talked about. So the producers will run out and they'll hand you some tweets that you're going to read from viewers. So early on in the show, they hand me a tweet, and they're like, Kyle, read this tweet when you come back. I'm looking at the tweet. It's from @Randall in the OC. And the other one of my co-hosts has one from @Blaze in KC. And they got no idea who the hell they're talking about. So that's been really cool when the clones pop up on the show. But as for freedom...
Yeah, but when they tweet at you for that show, are they tweeting you anything different than they tweet me and used to tweet when you were there?
Yeah.
Is it the same crap, or have they changed up for a different show?
I think the occasional...
Do they clean up for your TV show is what I'm saying?
Not really. We still get the occasional Bison Daily or Jules Teeth or whatever it may be that comes in.
And then what do your co-hosts and the producers think when they see that stuff on your show?
I remember...
Are they accustomed to seeing that before?
No, not at all. Peter Schrager is, because he knows Jim Rome. He's been on the TV show so many times, and he knows the brand. So, he knows Blaze. But I remember one of our co-hosts the other day, we were same deal in commercial. We got our tweets in our hand, and she looks up at her producer, and she goes... out of nowhere, she goes, is this pronounced Blase or Blaze? And I'm like, is it in case he is Blaze?
Depending on the tweet.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff is so cool. But there's also jungle stuff that comes in the other topic you talked about in terms of freedom. Because the freedom that I enjoyed while I was working with you was just, we can just pretty much do anything, all right? We can, if we want to go critical, if we want to go positive, we can do it. It's the NFL's brand, as they tell you on day one. The network is owned by the NFL owners. Like Robert Kraft is in a way my boss. So you got to be a little careful. And I'm used to, if some player does something dumb,
we smash
them. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the job. That's the job.
If he earns it. But something happened just yesterday, and let me talk to Alvin for a sec. Alvin, get Drowning Pool ready, but don't play it yet. I know your eyes are bulging through those glasses, but just relax. Get Drowning Pool.
Dude, he's under a lot of pressure, man.
Alvin, take it easy. So yesterday, Sean O'Hara, the old center for the Giants, was subbing in, and we do a thing called the Misery Index, where if a team's really bad, the Browns or the Jaguars, we talk to their fans and say, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. We'll cheer you up. So he's talking to Jacksonville fans, and Sean O'Hara says one thing about, make yourself feel better. You guys are putting in a Limp Bizkit CD, and just, I hear the Bizkit, I go. And what occurred to me was the second he said Limp Bizkit in Jacksonville, I started thinking about Joaquin. So the Drowning Pool kicks in, Alvy, and I just start firing those cliches. On the air, I'm talking about aggressive dogs on chains and all-white Yankee hats and lifted trucks and drag racing in front of elementary schools.
Hey, and you're like, man, I'm killing it. I'm on fire.
Yeah,
straight fire.
Public arguments and stealing your grandma's pain pills, replacing with Tic Tacs. I'm just running off the Joaquin stuff. And everybody's laughing, and all the cameramen are laughing, the producers are laughing.
It's on air now.
Yeah. And, it came back that, these are fans of the brand, and this is our fan base, a valuable one, and we know that the team is not playing well right now, but we would like to respect the community. And so, I get
Yeah, but Kyle, what about the fans of people who steal their grandmother's medicine?
I think that's huge.
Aggressive dogs on chains. What about those fans?
I know. And look, there's some really colorful ones I left aside. The more of the public arguments with your girlfriend stuff. I didn't even go to that. Yeah, I'm
Smart.
like, you guys, that was Joaquin Light that I just gave you. So that sometimes, even though I have learned to be more disciplined with my comments, the jungle comes out sometimes. Because I got 8.5 years of muscle memory. I printed a lot of those Joaquin emails, man. Sincerely. I know how the payoff is. So I had a huge jungle moment yesterday. Got very lightly and respectfully reprimanded. But sometimes I can't keep the jungle from coming out.
So, no, you can't. It's part of your DNA. And
100%.
when you do something that long, it's just natural. You don't even think about it. You just go to it.
Yeah.
It's in the subconscious. It's going to always be there.
I'm always making up nicknames for players. That's Romean. It's very Romean, going back 20 years, 20, 30 years. You've always done that. So when I'm doing highlights.
So are they embracing it, or are they trying to deprogram you?
I think they're
break your
embracing
spirit.
It. Let's be honest.
Institutionalize you, Lyle.
No, they're
make you one of them.
They never happen.
Okay.
I'm there,
Good.
honestly, because,
Good.
I'm a piece of you. I'm not there to walk out to the fake little field and talk about the zone blocking scheme or anything. I'm there to talk some smack, make some jokes, talk a little football. So I do it. And, the nickname things come out. Sometimes we'll be reading the highlights and I'll refer to a player by a nickname. And sometimes they don't like it that much, but they haven't said stop doing it.
I got a tweet for you. SA Sports Honk tweets, sorry for splashing the Brandt family with my cab. Welcome to New York. Sincerely, Parody Larry.
That's been
love it. You know, I started getting tweets, too, when you guys
Prince
tweeted
Paul
out.
3, Lyle lives in Crapchester.
No, very, very different Chester. This is Westchester, dude.
Not Crapchester.
No. I see, I get jungle tweets all the time, because I still follow all the people at the show, obviously, but also a lot of clones. Mark in Hollywood, Mike and Indy, Vic, and all that. And so, you know what they're tweeting me the second you announce I'm coming on the show. This is a guy, and I don't know, my memory's not so good. I don't know if there's a listener named Mike in Indy. He says, just a heads up, the listeners love it when guests mention Toby. He's kind of a show mascot. Reference something about a crank. I don't remember all that. I don't have to go to the Smacktionary for that. You guys are so inside on the Jim Rome show. I don't know what that stuff means.
You know what today is, don't you?
I know what the date is.
That's
and
what
it's
it is.
The same number.
Yeah,
you
know what it's not going to be today, 5 years after the fact. They want that so badly. And listen, dude, I know you. I know what you're going to do. You're going to try and do it because you're no longer here. Don't do it.
I don't remember
do it. I know
like
you want to do it. I remember some reference to Toby on your last day.
Oh,
don't
really?
think that you can do this now, all right?
No, I would not compare Kelly Clarkson to Bam Bam Bigelow. It's just not the kind of guy that I am, and I know the clones don't like that content. I know where I am.
It's still, know your room. It is still not show fodder. All right, so now you made your pilgrimage to your drunken roots recently.
Oh, my God,
famed Wrigley Stadium. How did that go?
Dude, first of all, I went to Game 4 of the World Series. I went to it. And it was one of those things where it was so much.
Wait, you're a sports fan now?
I know.
You left and now you're a sports fan.
Crazy, right? I went to a baseball game. And
you're a crazy Bears fan too now?
No, but that keeps coming up. I keep getting referred to as a Bears fan on the air.
Right.
And you're always in my head, about you're totally objective. And it's true. Like, I feel like I've been trained that way. So I don't like being called a Bears fan.
I told you, they're institutionalizing you. They want to make you a fanboy too, bro.
I know. Like, you think I care if Jay Cutler throws an interception? I don't.
They want you to.
No, that's never happening.
Okay, but you went to a Cubs game, though.
I did, because, that was like a United States history event. Was it? Who was the guy who came on the show? Jeff Passan once. So I said, like, if they win the World Series, like a piece of United States history. By the way, I heard Jeff Passan has really made some waves on the show.
How about that?
Unbelievable. Of all the people, so he's now like, is he going to be in the Smack-Off?
Oh, he's in. He's in. He not only that, but he slayed Homeboy in Vegas. So, like, not only is he going... Cal in Vegas, excuse me. He took this guy down. Cal has not been the same since. Cal took an inadvertent run, tried to sucker punch Passan, and Passan was having none of it. I guarantee Cal looked at Passan, looked at that picture and thought, nerd. I can take care of that guy. I can take that guy. And Passan came out like a straight gangster.
Is that right?
Yes.
Like, if I were to, like, power rank all the people in the Rome family,
vaporized
I wouldn't
him, bro.
have guessed. I love that.
Vaporized him.
See, because I think he would write this brilliant thing on the salary cap or the trade deadline, but he went after Cal.
No, he got dirty. He got down.
Well, good for Passan. That's awesome.
And Cal has not been the same since.
Is that right?
So not only is Passan in the Smack-Off, he vaporized Cal.
Is that right?
Yes.
Like, there's nothing left.
Nothing left. Cal doesn't even come around anymore.
How's that taste, Cal? You just got done by Passan. I love that. So anyway, I went to the World Series, and it was always in the news. Tickets are so hard. Tickets are so expensive. I'm not saying this to humble brag because it's stupid. It really is stupid what I did to get to that game. Like, the word I kept using was an irresponsible amount of money to get to that game.
That's a humble brag.
I'm almost ashamed of it, dude. I feel like I have to hide it from Brooke. Like, I need like a slush fund to put my money in or something. I want to change the passwords on my account. Like, I was looking at
buried
porn
in the backyard. So
I should.
You didn't take her, obviously.
No.
She's got 2 kids.
No, I went with one of my best friends from Chicago, and predictably, you spend that stupid money. I go to Game 4, which was the worst game for the Cubs. Kluber just eat everybody alive. Kyle Schwarber doesn't even bat. And I start doing the thing when I'm at the game. I bet other people did this. You know how it'll be like if Clayton Kershaw, they always figure out he makes $80,000 a pitch or something crazy like that.
Right.
We started calculating how much money we're spending per minute even. And it's like, okay, so I just spent however many dollars to watch Javi Baez strike out on 3 pitches in the upper deck. It was cold. It was miserable.
So
really
you're just going $20.
And they just couldn't score. So I was there, but I went to the worst game by far of the World Series.
So you started drinking to make it better.
And they all start tweeting me. All your clones start tweeting me because I'm at Wrigley. Oh, Lyle, call in from Wrigley Stadium, get wasted. We loved it. It's like I feel like I'm the cover band and they're screaming Freebird at me.
Right, play their song, man. You got one song, man. Play their song.
Periscope right now, Lyle. I'm like, I'm not periscoping. Get out of here. But they all wanted it.
All right, so Kyle Brandt joining me here in studio. Yeah. We're in New York City. So, Kyle, if I'm getting in the way of your Friday regimen, am I to believe, I'm trying to figure out exactly what time it is.
Yeah.
It's 1:21. You would not be hitting the blue at 1 o'clock, would you?
No. I have to sleep, man. I go home. Because now, like, it's a different ballgame. I got 2 kids now. It wasn't like you just hand the baby to Brooke and, go out in the gazebo and get sloshed. It's not like there's more responsibilities. I have to hold the child. I need my motor skills. So I sleep early afternoon. It's like equivalent to...
You nap when you get home?
Yeah, I do.
Every afternoon or Fridays?
Fridays.
Okay.
Fridays. Because Fridays I want to stay up past 8:15 or whatever it is. So it's like plugging in your phone for a little bit, giving giving it some juice. And then as soon as I wake up, man, it's like the best day of my life. I'm waking up and going right to that cabin.
What time?
Probably about, like 3:15.
Where's the workout?
Yeah, the workout's fallen by the wayside a little bit, man. And believe me,
I get it.
The clones that watch the TV show are quick to point out.
Do they?
You know, yeah, there's a different kind of audience too. You should see when you're just broadcasting to NFL fans. It's the worst because you got to have opinions on teams, and just the smallest slight on their team, they're attacking you.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, okay, for whatever reason, stupid take, fine. But I actually thought the Browns were going to win the game last night. I just had a feeling.
What the hell is the matter with you? You said that? You went on the air and said that?
You know, you got to take shots.
You said that.
I did.
Okay.
I did. All right? But the second you say it,
I don't even know you anymore, Lyle. You said that? The Lyle that I know would have fallen in line with the rest of the team and rooted for them to lose.
I know.
Like I did this morning when I got on the air.
Are you hoping for another 0-16?
Am I hoping for another 0-16? I almost puked last night watching that game. I was sick to my stomach. 7-6 at halftime. I'm like, wake the hell up. Man up. Do your job. And by doing your job, I mean do not do your job.
Yeah. See, I was here.
You picked them to win?
Look, I was here for the 08.
You deserve heat for
the
that.
The immortal Lions. I love that team. One of my favorites, 85 Bears and the 08 Lions. To me, I feel like, I know
It's
Roger Bannister,
already?
but I don't know the second guy to break the 4-minute mile. Like, I love that Detroit did. I almost don't want Cleveland to do it, so Detroit can be the only
So, in
ones.
other words, you went hot take. You just said something that you knew was not true and not possible. Just kind of move the needle a little bit.
We're trying really hard not to do that on our show. Really hard, man. Because you can see that, that moves the needle in some circles now, saying crazy, bombastic stuff. I'm trying so hard not to do that.
That's what people do.
I know, but we don't.
They're freaking out. Yeah, and you know how our clock goes. We're 23.
Yeah. Clock is jacked.
Yeah, they're not happy. The clock is jacked. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Probably the only thing more difficult than doing a show by yourself is doing a show with 3 other people. What's the challenge in that? It's got to be tough. No matter how much you like and respect them, it's got to be tough. You got to share that real estate.
Yeah. I remember back in a prior life when I was an actor and took an acting class, the hardest kind to do of all was sitcom acting. It looks easy. The timing is hard. The chemistry is hard. If anyone has not seen the show, with Peter Schrager, Nate Burleson, and Kay Adams, who are great, but I've done 3 hours of radio on your show so many times. It's just me. I can talk for 3 hours. I'm a motor mouth. That's easy. But stepping back and letting someone else talk, not interrupting them, respecting their opinion. And I got to give credit to you, man. I really do. The time that I feel that the training on this show, and I'll call it training, pays off most is when we do interviews. Because the interview prep is very different. And, you be on a show like that, you got a million producers who can write you a few questions for it. I write my own, I do my own thing, and it comes from seeing you do it and Dave do it and everybody here who's done that. So a huge thank you to that, because that interview prep, I think, really makes me stand out.
No, for sure it does. And you had some good interview boot camp. You had some good radio boot camp. Hey, that stuff's not easy to do. It's
hard.
Much tougher than it looks, all of it.
Yeah, and the NFL, man, we get the names. Like, we get Favre, we get Eli.
Hey, by the way, what's that like?
It's pretty cool. We had the gunslinger, and it's
how'd that go?
It went great. It was right when we went on the Hall of Fame, like second week of the show. But I find myself, as always, having a jungle moment, and I'm thinking about Alvy cutting together the armadillo hunt, and I'm thinking, I told Percy I'd do this. So much jungle content with the slinger, the OG, and here I am asking him about the Hall of Fame because I'm on the NFL Network. It's very straight. What I want to be like was, dude, so Slinger, when you were down there in that ranch and they had to come ransack your house and pull you out of there to come you back to camp, and you were shooting dillas with Jared, what was that like? But instead you have to ask
go there.
No. So I tried the best I could to ask something interesting that was still true to me. It's hard, though, man. It's hard.
Lyle joining me in studio. All right, Lyle, so what? I don't want to take the entire Friday up. What's the rest of the day look like now?
All right.
Did I keep you here in town later than you normally would be? Would you be home by now?
Oh, dude, I can get home on a Friday by 11:15 a.m.
So you're on the 11:01 train.
Yeah, no, 100%. I know exactly what train I'm taking. It'll be the 207. It will get me into Larchmont about 2:45. I'll be in my house by 3:05 p.m.
And asleep by 3:07.
I'm going to have to skip the sleep and go right to the potion. But next is, by the way, is Smackerman here? Is Rich Smackerman here?
No, he's not. He was here yesterday.
I saw Jay
Not
Berman.
today. Yeah.
He let me in.
No, Rich is not here today.
Spitz. I have not seen Smackerman. I would say next I'm going to go see him. But listen, I'm going to walk out of here. I'm going to cab to Grand Central Station. If the train's going to be a while, like it's 20 minutes to the train, I'll probably hit a beer right there in the classy bar they have in the train station. And then I'm off and running, man. And I'm going to just look at these clones on Twitter the whole way home who are already blowing me up.
Welcome to New York.
How
see what we
about
got.
it, man?
Stuck Nuts in. Hey, Kyle, I have a suggestion for your TV show. Create a family of people that look like rats.
I pitched that the first day there, and they didn't go there. Wow, Alvin, you have this song in your repertoire? That was a quick pull for somebody who didn't know that was coming.
I have an idea. Create a family of people that look like rats. Paulie T. Wall tweets, if Passon is invited into the smack-off, Kyle in Crapchester needs to make an appearance and trade barbs with Trapper.
I'm in. And, I should. That's a good idea, and the family looks like rats. I should go to Jordan Levin, or I should go Roger Goodell. So, Mr. Goodell, I have this idea. Some of these athletes have certain facial features. What if, and just hear me out, what if we say that they look like rodents, and we just run it out every single time, and the listeners can contribute? Thank you very much for that, Stephen H. Town.
And then slam a snappy title on it, like The Rat Family. Commissioner.
Rat with two T's,
Commissioner, they look like rats.
Yeah, right? They look like rats.
And there's a lot of them.
A lot of them, and what goes around comes around, and I'll tell you why.
And it's going to be really Gouda. Gouda of them.
That guy who did the Gouda thing was a guy in Milwaukee. I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody called Benny and Wisco. My man. He did like 56 cheeses in one rat take.
Good days,
That's
man.
what I miss about this place. I'd like to say working and collaborating with you or being there, but I really miss the Benny and Wisco.
Benny and Wisco,
types.
right?
I mean, it's fun. We don't get that over at the Shield, dude.
No, and you probably never will. But fight the good fight. Never give in. Don't let them try to make you something you are not. And, hey, listen, I have no problem bequeathing to you the Rat Family.
Really?
I'm not doing it here.
To get rid of it.
So I'm not trying to get rid of it. I just know it's not coming back. So I don't mind. I think I might. This could be your inheritance, Lyle. The Rat Family.
That's what I'm getting, the Rat Family?
Yes.
Not one of your cool cars or something
respect
like that?
No, you can't have the car. You respect that Rat Family. You treat that with the dignity and respect it deserves, and don't screw it up.
Okay, good.
I didn't think I would ever give it to anybody. You're like my son. I want you to have the Rat Family.
You're going to bequeath me Emerson Fittipaldi?
Corey Pavin, Emo. I want you to have all the rats.
You
can have the Rat soundtrack.
That's better than a car, by the way. Thank you so much.
Dude.
It's not Ryan, it's Ryan.
Is Allie bringing the music over on you?
I think he wants to, but I can't hear it, and I really don't care. To quote Conor McGregor, I don't give a bleep. I really don't care.
How about
Rome
that guy,
time.
By the way?
So fun.
You did the Dana White thing. I kind of saw some. Was that fun? Was that cool?
That was great. That was awesome. It was a town hall meeting yesterday. We did an hour-long sit-down with Dana White on Sirius XM, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
I was going to say satellite radio, Lyle.
Did you ask him if he will allow the use of weapons in the cage?
I did not know, because we brought that up. He already knows about that, so no, I did not.
Good.
But ironically, Connor tried to weaponize a chair yesterday.
I heard.
So he almost did bring weapons into the presser.
Incredible. Speaking of weapons, Alvin's hitting with his chair right now saying, gotta go.
I hear a clicking in my ear, but I can't hear what he's saying, so I really don't care.
He's just tapping the button.
All right, Lyle, so we don't get in any more trouble, and I get you home to your Sapphire.
Yes.
Dude, that was brilliant. That was genius. That was so fun.
Thank you for having me back. I have my job because of you. We covered this when I left. I'll cover it again. Thank you so much. And I'm very touched that you bequeathed to me the Rat Family. I know C. Paves is going to be
treat them with respect.
I will treat them with respect. And
you earned the opportunity. You deserve the opportunity. I'm proud of you. And that was an awesome, awesome half hour. And everybody's freaking out right now. But Lyle, you took that thing right down to the bottom of the hour.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
I had a ball. I miss you, clones. I did have a ball.
Enjoy the Friday. Hit me once you have your blue. Once I run into my blue 3 hours after you have yours, I will hit you back.
Love it, man.
And we'll be doing it in New York City.
Damn right.
That's it.
Thank you. See you, clones.
Kyle Brandt, Lyle in studio. Well done. My thanks to Kyle Brandt.